Good morning. Thanks for listening to the slow flow video. Today, we're going to focus our sequence around a really strong back body. And when we strengthen our back body, this kind of whole mechanism or system that holds us up, holds us upright, we're going to open into the front of the hips, the chest, and that really strong back body is what helps us stay open for posture and also to be able to do some back bending. So, for class today, if you have a couple yoga blocks, great. If you don't, you could have a little stool or a chair, excuse me, handy so that you can help balance into when your hand doesn't meet the ground or when you're doing a balance pose. And then we're going to get started on our belly today over on our mat. So we'll go over. So as you lay down, rest your arms beside you with your palms facing up and bring your right temple to the mat so that you're gazing over to the left. And tune into your breath. You could close your eyes if that helps you really feel the weight of your body on your mat. As you take a few more rounds of breath, can you draw it all the way down into the lowest part of your belly and feel your abdomen press against the ground? And now we'll bring our temple to face, bring our forehead to face the ground. So we're evening out the neck and then flip the palms so that the bottom of the palm, the center of the palm are facing down and the pinky edge side is closest to your leg. And what I want you to do is spread your fingers and really press down gently with the palms to start engage the muscles of your arms. Before you're even lifting up your head, feel your shoulder blades start to create a strong upper back. And then we'll tune into the legs. The toes are pressing down and the muscles of the legs start to strengthen. And then when you're ready, slowly lift your forehead. You want to think long neck here. So the shoulders are moving down away from the ears and towards each other as you continue to press down into your mat with your toes and your feet. And keeping the neck nice and easy, you might lift the gaze a little bit more forward. If it would feel okay, see if you can float the arms. And as you float the arms, imagine that your fingertips are reaching back, but your pinkies are also reaching towards each other. And breathe into the whole front arm line and chest. Aware of a really strong back. And then we'll come down and rest. Bring the top of the palms to face down, the bottom of the palms to face up. And this time bring your left temple down so that you're looking right. And tune back into your breath. All right, now the forehead will face the mat again. You can bring your forehead down as you bring the arms into a goalpost shape where you're bending at the elbows, or like field goal, right, post shape. And then the elbows will be about in line with the shoulders. So while the head is resting, we're going to kind of do the same thing. We've got our strong legs, our toes are pressing down. And as we start to engage our shoulders to bring them down away from the ears and towards each other, the elbows will lift. And we'll try to keep the elbows aligned with our back. We'll try to keep our hands aligned with our back as we start to peel our chest off. Work slowly into extending your gaze to the top of your mat. Now we'll rest the arms down, bending at the elbows and stacking the palms right underneath the forehead, and then rest the forehead there. We'll bend the knees, lift the feet, and take some windshield wipers with the legs. All right, the legs will come down, the hands slip back, and we'll push ourselves up into a tabletop. Take a few cat-cows to feel out your spine today. And notice, right, the concave and then convex shape that you're making as you flex and extend your spine. And if you haven't already, see if you can start to pair these movements with your breath. Sometimes I inhale to cows. Sometimes it feels nice to do so with cats. So feel it out. And then we'll come back to neutral. Grab a prop so that you can sit in your hero's pose. Right, or hero's pose comfortably. Maybe you don't need a prop. And we'll take the arms out with the palms facing up. And again, we'll try to keep the hands in line with the shoulders, so more of a T shape opposed to like a V shape. And as you inhale, you'll shrug the shoulders up for a full breath in. And then when you exhale, have a nice long drop of the shoulders away from the ears. So do that a few times. Inhaling, shoulders up. Exhaling, shoulders down. And then we'll wring the arms out. I'll let my right shoulder come up and forward. And then I'm going to flip my palm so it faces forward, down, and back. Almost like I'm wringing my arm out like a dish towel. And then I'll unround and take that to the other side. The left one goes up, forward. My palm flips forward, down, and then back. And then we'll lower the arms. You can shake it out. Maybe do some shoulder circles back up and down. And you could switch directions. Okay. Rest the hands on the thighs. Close your eyes or focus your gaze to one spot and tune into your breath. I'm really focusing on that strong core as you breathe out, gently pulling your belly button towards your spine. Breathing out with the mouth closed so you make that audible ocean sound. Right, this breath that helps keep oxygen moving to our muscles and helps remind us of our core stability so we don't overstretch. Right, and we fall away from the breath, and then when we remember again, we come back. So do your best. Now we're going to take a reverse namaste behind your back. So the palms are going to press with the fingertips down. And then my thumbs pressing into my back. And take a few nice breaths into your chest. And then you can release. Set the block towards the top of your mat. I'm going to pull my mat back a bit. I'm a little bit close to that window. I'm afraid I might smash my head. All right, let's come to our tabletop and then set up for down dog. Okay? So especially in the morning, let's keep the knees soft. Let's keep the hands wide, maybe to accommodate the shoulders as you bring the hips up and back. Come right back to that Ujjayi breath, where you feel your front body pulling in towards the back body, resisting gravity as you breathe out. And I'm really softening my knees here to lengthen my spine. You could even pedal out your feet. And those arms are really pressing down to keep the muscles engaged and keep the weight of the upper body out of the joints and the shoulder and the wrist and the elbow. Okay, let's do a little vinyasa here with breath. As you inhale, wave forward to your plank. Maybe bring the knees down lightly, but still holding some of your body weight. Reach the chest forward as the elbows bend back. We'll lower on an exhale. Tops of toes and legs strong, long neck as we press down and pull back and lift for baby cobra. And then we'll move back to our dog pose. I like to come through knees, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, a little bit more gentle on our sacrum. Take a few breaths, gaze to one spot. You can rest or vinyasa again. As you inhale, come forward, maybe knees down. As we exhale, we lower. Take your back bend, palms press down and pull back, less of a push up. And then we lower and we make our way back to our dog. Extend the right leg up and back. And feel your outer hips hugging in a nice strong alignment as your core is supporting your spine. We'll come into our hanging plank, bringing the right knee in towards the chest. As we come forward, we'll hold it there just for a moment, turning on our nice strong core. And then we'll step the right foot to the right thumb, bring the left knee down, untuck the toes. Right, push the ground away from your feet. As you inhale, upright the torso, gaze to one spot, and we'll take a few breaths. As you inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart. Press the palms, take a big breath in. Big breath out. We'll bind the hands behind the back. As you interlace the fingers or use a strap, the elbows could stay bent, or maybe they're starting to straighten. Keep your nice strong core as you open the heart. We'll release the hands to the ground and we'll come into a standing leg split. So my left knee will lift as the toes tuck. Left foot might hop up a little bit as it takes flight. Your hand could come to a block. All right, and this is a square hip alignment. So we use those outer hip muscles to hug in. Keep that left hip from peeking up. Tune back into that ocean breath, calm and challenge. And we'll soften into our forward fold. Again, maybe for this first one, the knees are significantly bent so you can get that hip flexion and really let go of your head. Give a little shake, yes and no. Soften the knees, send the hips back as you come through your mountain and reach up. And then we'll fold right back in half as we breathe out. And we'll bring the left leg back again. Bring the left knee down. We'll reach the arms up for one breath. And then as we exhale, we'll move to our dog pose. Right, hands come down, right foot back, and you can always come to your table if dog is feeling like a bit much. Left leg back and up, I'm hugging in the hips, feeling my strong core. Come into that hanging plank. Left foot comes forward, right knee down. Once you get your feet stable, we'll upright the torso. Back to that breath, right? Immediately kind of aligning our thoughts and our focus. As you inhale, reach up, and hands will come to heart. You might grab your strap for the bind as the hands come back behind you. Right, strong back body, staying strong in the front as well. We'll come into standing leg split. The hands will come down. My right toe tucks, my right knee lifts. And then eventually it takes flight. My left leg is the standing leg and we're reaching back through that lifted leg, nice and strong. My core supporting me, my strong back is supporting me. and then we'll bow. Right, strong legs, even if the knees are soft. And then find a safe way to come to mountain. And then hands by our side. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Reach your arms high as you breathe in. We'll fold back down and retrace our steps, bringing the right leg back with the knee down. One breath as you breathe in. And we'll move to our dog pose or table. Let's add in a vinyasa. As you inhale, come forward to your plank. Knees can come down or up. Lead with the heart as you lower. Take your back bend, press down, pull back, long neck. And make your way back to dog. As you inhale, look forward. Soften the legs and make your way to the top of the mat. Find a nice halfway lift here. Right? Soft knees will help my muscles really engage in the back body a little bit, helping keep my torso nice and upright. And forward fold. Rise to stand and find your mountain pose. I did my reverse Wilson again. Can't see my head. All right, we'll work into some salutation aids. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we move to plank. Feet step back, right? So strong back body. It's gonna help that front body stay lifted. Feel your glutes and your legs engage. Your core is helping. And then as you breathe out, lower down to the mat. Inhale, take your back bend. And as you exhale, you can lower and make your way back to your dog. A few more breaths in dog. Focus your gaze, focus your mind. Cycle through the awareness of your body and where you can be mindful. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift as you breathe out. Forward fold as you exhale. Remember, stay with your breath in your time. You don't really need to move right in sync. As you inhale, reach up and find your mountain pose again. Right? So think about it as we go through, right? When the front body is contracting, the back body is opening, and vice versa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Use your core to help you fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Move to your plank. Strengthen up, lengthen out. Lower down, maybe knees up or down. Take your back bend with your breath. Lower when it's time. And make your way to dog. The waiting is the hardest part, right, Tom Petty? Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward bow. Strengthen the legs as you bow. Rise to mountain. Hands by your side. Okay. We're going to do some standing balance poses where we kind of work into our warriors and open the upper body a little bit more. So we'll keep the right foot forward and the left leg will go back. Okay? And you know with your body if warrior is better for you or crescent lunge, depending on a whole variety of things. So feel free to keep that back heel lifted if that's how you prefer, or keep your warrior one with the foot down if that's better for you, right? Both lunges work the same way. We're working the hips forward by really engaging the whole muscles of our core and coming into a bend that feels appropriate for you. As you inhale, reach the arms high, and then exhale, hands to heart. Press the palms together, take a big breath in. Exhale out, release the hands, and you'll take the bind behind your back. Right now, as we open the front body, the back body is engaging. And we're going to hinge at the hips a little bit with a lean forward, right? My spine is still staying neutral. So not rounding here, really anchoring down with that front heel. And then we'll come up with the torso, release the bind, and we'll step to our mountain pose. Shake it out, and then we'll do that to the other side. Come into your crescent lunge or your warrior one. Find your depth. As you inhale, reach the arms up, and hands come to our heart. And we'll take the bind, opening the chest, staying strong in our core, strong in our legs. We'll flex at the front hip. All right, come up with the torso, release the bind, and step forward into the mountain. Shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna fly a little bit. Come to the middle of your mat and go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back. Stand up nice and tall and focus the gaze to one thing, right? Maybe 6 feet in front of you towards the ground. Maybe that's at a wall. And then we'll shift the weight out of the left foot. So we're standing into our right foot. My left heel is gonna lift. And then I'm gonna start to come into airplane with my bind. My left leg will sneak back, straight and strong, reaching through the heel. My front body is gonna resist gravity, keeping my torso, my core nice and strong. And then we're coming into that flex at the front of the hips. It's almost exactly what we were doing before, but with both feet in the ground. Keep the gaze, and if you fall out of it, that's okay. When you're ready, you can come up, both feet can come down, release the bind, shake it out. All right, we'll try that to the other side. I'll bind my hands one more time, shift the weight to the left foot. My right leg will go back. Focus into my gaze, my breath. And when you're ready, find your mountain. Shake it out. Okay, let's get in one sun salutation B, where from our down dog, we'll step into our warrior, we'll come into our bind, and we'll find that airplane, right? Maybe, we'll try it out. Find your mountain at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Come to your long spine, your halfway lift, and move to your plank pose. As you inhale, find your strength. As you exhale, lower. Take your back bend and move to dog. In dog, extend the right leg back and up. Step the right foot forward and come into your lunge or your warrior one. As you inhale, reach the arms high and take the bind behind you as you exhale. Lift the heart And then prepare to fly. The left leg will reach back. When you're in your pose, take one breath in, one breath out, step back, release, and make your way to dog. As you inhale, left leg back and up. Step it forward and set up for your lunge or your warrior one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, find your bind. Open the heart, prepare, and then the right foot takes flight. A few breaths. When you're ready, we step back, bring the hands down, and we'll be in dog. And you can rest here or take your flow. Inhaling to plank, lowering for your back bend. Right, however many steps you feel you need to take, getting back to dog or table. Okay, come down to your knees and come on over to your back. As you sit down, you might want to bring your strap with you, and we'll set up for bridge. Coming through half corpse with the knees bent and the feet to the mat. I'll reach down, grip the edges of my mat. Maybe that's a nice starting point as I walk the shoulder blades under. Feel your nice long spine. As you're ready, step into your feet and lift your hips. The arms could come together or use the strap or just continue holding the edge of your mat. Now your arms should be really rooting down to save your head for some of the weight. And here we're using our strong back body to open our front body. So feel your strong shoulders coming together, the muscles along your spine, the muscles of your seat, and the whole back body of your legs. And then as you're ready, lower down and find knee knot pose. The hands can rest wherever it's comfortable. And we'll set up for one more. When you're ready, come up. Stick with your breath, focus your gaze. Right, and find that subtle effort. If there's something sleeping, turn it on. If there's something overworking, see if you can soften, and you can always play with that as you do your body scan. And then we'll lower down and find knee knock one more time. Once you feel your back, your sacrum has enough time to settle, you might take some windshield wipers with the legs, letting the knees fall side to side. And coming through center, we'll find our butterfly. Let the bottoms of the feet come together as the knees fall open. You could tuck props outside the legs. And guide the knees back together, give the legs a hug, and then we'll rock and roll up to a seat, or maybe you just come through fetal shape up to a seat. We want to train our spine to lengthen out and to sit nice and tall. So sometimes that means sitting on the prop. I'm going to sit on this little blanket as we'll come to the upright variation of Baddha Konasana with the bottoms of the feet together. And this time really focusing on that strong back body to open the inner side of the legs. The pinky edge of the feet might be pressing together. And then we're going to keep the spine neutral as we flex at the hips for this first one. can almost think that when we're sitting upright in this pose, our hips and our legs are making an L shape. Right? And we come forward, we're kind of making it more of a V, but the upper part of our spine is still straight. And then from here, if you want to work into some flexion of the spine, you could round into it too. Right? But just to know that we separate the two. And press down to lift up. And then go ahead and extend the right leg out in front of you. And as we bow over the leg, the left hand might reach over just to help keep the shoulders square to the ground, but not necessarily needing to pull. And then I'll still keep my left leg nice and strong. We are flexing and hinging here. Let go of the head. See if you can let the head or the forehead drop towards the knee. And we'll press down to come up and switch sides. Left leg out, right leg in butterfly. Always pad the back of the straight leg knee too, if that helps. And then as you melt over, the right hand could reach over. Right, and we're using our strong legs and our strong core to support the flexion and also to support the spine and the rounding. Bow your head. And when you're ready, come up and we'll extend both legs out. And we'll come into our twist. So we'll bring the right foot to the ground and it can stay on the right side if there's problems with the outer right hip. If it feels okay, they'll bring it to the opposite side of the left leg. And then see how it feels to bend the left leg and get the foot over by the right hip. And you can keep that leg straight if you need to. You want to sit up nice and tall, feeling your sitting bones anchoring down and keeping that shoulders over hips. We'll twist to the right. Strong back helps to keep the shoulders towards each other and away from the ears. Strong core to kind of rinse out as we twist. Maybe the gaze follows over that right shoulder. And all the time, the sitting bones are still rooting down and the legs are still strong. When you're ready, you can untwist and straighten out your legs. We'll do that to the other side. The left leg bends. Decide which side of the right leg the foot will come to, and if the right leg will bend back or not. Find the nice tall length of your spine as you twist to the left, and be mindful of that strong back body, also core, to keep us upright and go deeper into our twist. And when you're ready, you can untwist. And then we'll stay sitting on our mat. Have the top of your mat behind you so that your gaze is towards your feet. And if you were sitting on anything, you can go ahead and set that aside. We're going to do some Navasana, some boat pose with some rock and roll, just as a way to counter the strong back stuff that we did. Kind of open up the spine and give it a little massage and get a little core work. Right? So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. My sitting bones stay very wide across the chest. Maybe even hold back behind the legs. And then you can point your toes, practice lifting your heels. If that works, you might lift one leg, you might lift both legs. You could straighten your legs. You could let go with your hands. And as long as you need to, you stay. When you need a break, curl up into a little ball and rock and roll a few times. So this is really self-guided. Rock and roll a few times, come back into some variation of boat where you're focused on a nice strong core, open chest, breathing. And when you need a break, do a couple rock and rolls, rounding your spine, tucking your chin. Okay. And then we'll come down onto our back. Go ahead and find your block, right? Or some sort of non-wiggly prop that you can place underneath the back of your sacrum. And then go ahead and bring the knees in towards the chest. And then let them dangle up for waterfall pose. I like my arms in goalpost shape, but you could do whatever feels okay. And this can be a nice opportunity to do some circles with the wrists and the ankles. All right, and then we'll let the feet come to the mat. We'll keep the block and we'll open up the front of the hips just by walking the feet forward into a supported bridge. The legs might straighten or they might not. That's too much stress on the spine. You can keep your knees bent. Extending your arms up overhead can be another nice way to open that front body a little more. And take some belly breath. When you're ready, rebend the knees and we'll take the block out of the way. And now bring the knees in towards the chest. Give them a squeeze, a really tight squeeze. If the neck is feeling sensitive, you can keep the head on the ground, but see what it would be like to just round up and maybe bring your nose towards your knee, if your neck feels okay enough for it. And as the head comes back down, we'll extend the left leg, keeping the right leg in towards the chest, but bringing the right leg a little bit over to the side, coming into our half happy baby. I'll hold behind the right knee. If my left leg is floating, I can bend my knee and bring the foot to the mat. If you want to go a little further, maybe the hand holds the outer edge of the foot. Left leg bends, if not already, and right foot to the ground, and we'll switch it out. Bringing the left knee in towards the chest, deciding if the right leg will stay bent or long. I'll bring the left knee more towards the armpit. As I open up behind the knee, I could hold there with my arm or my hand, or the left hand could reach up for the foot or the ankle. Try to keep the back of the neck soft here. And release. Both knees bent, and we'll set ourselves up for a twist. Bring my arms out into a T shape. I'll step into my feet and bring my hips a little bit over to the left. Bring my knees in towards my chest and let them fall right. See if you can let that left shoulder soften back down. And eventually, as the body opens up into the twist, the gaze could follow that left hand. And we'll come back to center with the legs and take that to the other side. My hips a little bit over to the right. I'll bend my knees towards my chest and let the legs fall to the left. All right, coming through center, Take any last rocks, hugs that you like, and then we'll prepare to settle into some sort of final rest pose. That could be in half corpse with knees bent. That could be Shavasana on your side, on your abdomen. Do something which doesn't feel like work to your body. And as we rest the body, we'll prepare to rest the mind too. It can be really easy to let the thoughts of the day creep in, and if they do, just kindly ask them to wait a few more moments. In Shavasana. Stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Longer is always better when it comes to rest. If you're ready to start moving, start with some small, easy movements. Rocks, circles, hugs. And if you're closing class with me, you can sit up nice and tall, any way you choose. And just for a few moments, acknowledge the work that you did, the effects of the yoga as you feel the length of your spine, clarity of your mind. And we'll bring hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, with gratitude for all that we have. And together we breathe in, exhale out. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. And please ask if you have any questions. Take care.